I'm gonna fuck you over. I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna destroy you. There is this in the eye. If I'm trying to make her chase me, but I do it on the surface layers, it's only going to show how much I'm chasing on the real layer. Welcome back, happiness builders. Here is Alex for Enlightened Dating, and in this video we're gonna talk about the most advanced strategy to seducing a woman. Actually, this is the following of the video of last week, so if you have not seen it, go check it out. This is called Why You Can't Seduce Her No Matter What You Do. In this video we talked about the fact that when we interact with someone, and especially with a woman, there is different layers of reading what's really going on, of reading the dynamics, and that where the game is really happening is on the most fundamental one, on the layer 0, as we could call it. And then we talked about the fact that as long as here on this layer everything is on point, for example, one of those things is to have power, to be nice as well. And we talked about it on the video of 2 weeks ago about being nice, but from a place of being powerful. When this is on, then we can do whatever we want on the other layers of the interaction. For example, we can send as many texts as we want, we can make as many compliments as we want, we can chase as much as we want, as long as this is counterbalanced with the good things on the fundamental layers of the interaction. Nice. Now on this video, let's discuss the strategies that we can use once we have understood this. And here is, for example, the amazing tool which we call role plays, which is about pretending something, pretending a behavior. It's like playing a game. It's like when you watch a movie, they are playing, the actors, they are playing, they are pretending. Roleplay is the same. It's, for example, walking to a woman and be like, "You're the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my entire life." It looks pathetic. It can look pathetic, but is it really? Is it really pathetic? No, there is a lot of power behind, because it depends on the way it is done. If it is done in such a way that there is a lot of confidence and there is a way of behaving that we're going to talk about later, then she knows that on the real layer, where the game is really happening for real, the layer 0, she knows, oh, this guy has a lot of power, he doesn't give a shit, he's confident, he still has a very alpha body language at the same time. So I don't really care about what he says and what he's pretending. I know it's just a role play. She knows at that moment. She kind of knows it's a role play. And what's very interesting about that is that with this tool, we can create paradox, or more precisely, we can solve paradoxes. For example, being very nice but showing power at the same time. How does it work? Roleplay is a very, very easy way to do that. Roleplay is a very, very useful tool to meet such a goal. Because here, for example, the real game is happening in the behavior. The way that the man looks at the woman in the eyes, with which facial expression, with which way of moving his body, with which intonations, those kind of things. It's like basic dating knowledge. If you make some research about dating, you can find those advices. This is common knowledge. And I'm just going to add as a side note that this is more about the mindset behind than really doing it. Doing it without the mindset is not going to work, because once again she's going to read on the real layer, he's trying to behave this way, but he doesn't really think in this way. It's not real, so it's not gonna work anymore. But still, if this is real, she will see it in the behavior. That's the point. And from there, when on the other layers there is this kind of interest, this kind of paradox which is being shown, she knows that this is inside a foundation that is attractive. So she knows how to interpret it. She knows it's a kind of role play. But the thing is that from this role play, you can convey a lot of niceness. You can convey a lot of compassion. And in this way, we can combine different dynamics. For example, everybody loves to be put on a pedestal, right? Depends from who, but anyway, it just feels good. We want to be put on a pedestal. And the more the person who does that is important to us, the more it feels amazing. For women, it's the same. When they are really into a man, they love him to put them on a pedestal. They love this feeling. I saw once a quote, I don't remember who that was from, but the girl said, I have been dating 2 very powerful men. One of them really stuck in my mind and was best than any other man I have dated in my life. Here was the difference between both of them. The first one, when I was dating him, I felt like he was the most incredible person in the world. The second one, when I was dating him, I felt like I was the most incredible person in the world. And she was talking about the second one when she said that it was the best guy she's ever dated. But the thing here is that the second guy, he could have done the same as the first one. He had enough power to do that as well. So she's already into this guy. So as a default, she's into this guy. But then he puts her on a pedestal. And now it's really powerful and she loves that. Now let's link that to role plays and what we talked about in the video of 2 weeks ago. The guy who are very good with women, and when they talk with them, when they approach them, they have those facial expressions. There is a paradox in their facial expressions. They have a smile which is very collaborative, which is very nice, which is very friendly, which is very compassionate. But in their eyes, there is something that means, I'm gonna fuck you over. I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna destroy you. There is this in the eye. While at the same time, there is a very friendly smile. What is that? How does it work? This is a role play. This is a role play. This is the same. As human beings, we have social intelligence, especially women. They have way more empathy and social intelligence than men as a default. And just they have to learn that way more than men. So they do. And so they understand. They know how to interpret when a man does such a thing. Once again, this is the same if you just do that. But there is not the real intention behind. This is not really coming from the real intention. This is not gonna work. This is what we say. You're going to do that, but on the wrong layers. So she can read on the real layers what's going on. But the man who is really having this intent, who is not faking it, it really matches his mindset. When this guy does such things, how does she interpret this? She interprets that the smile means, okay, in reality, he's friendly and he wants to be nice. In reality, that's how it is. But because of the way he looks at me, I know he has power in the sense that he's willing to make people uncomfortable. He is willing to create negative emotions. He is willing to go into some clash with people. He doesn't give a shit. He's willing. And just because he is willing, then he wants. That's the important thing to understand. If we are willing to go to the clash with people, this is something we start to want in some ways, because there is a lot of good things to take from that. This is like a game to go for the clash. It's like the fighters from UFC. They like it, they love it, they do it on purpose. Going to the clash with someone verbally or on the behavior, this is a bit the same actually. This is something that we can enjoy. So if we are willing to do it, then actually we start to want to do it. And we feel a bit frustrated if we can't. And so this is what naturally happens. We start having that behavior of wanting to go to the clash with people, putting some confrontation. But still, if we are this kind of guy that we're talking about here, who is nice at the same time, then we don't want just the confrontation. We also want to be nice. So this is how it naturally goes. There is a smile that shows, hey, in reality I'm nice. If ever it goes too far, I'm nice. I'm on your side, don't worry. But as long as you're fine with this game, I want to play this game of confrontation and of being a bit aggressive. That's like a game. Maybe you've felt that a lot with men who have some social status. Like, the cool guys in the school, like the basic cool kids. There is this kind of confrontation. This is like a game, but actually, if you don't have many power, if you don't know how to handle that, if you're not willing to do it, it feels kind of bad. You feel fucked over. Because when we are young, we don't really have that goodness. We just want to have power and that's all. But as we age and as we get used to this power, we start to get interested in goodness. And so we want to balance that with being nice. So this is exactly how it goes. This is that behavior of, I have a smile that shows I want to be nice with you, but at the same time, as long as you're fine with it, let's just fight a bit. Let's just have a bit of a clash. That's how it goes. Okay, this is not the unique way to interact with women, but I'm just showing this specific example of an overall strategy, an overall combination of tools that are being used naturally by guys who have that, who have and the power and are nice at the same time. Because this pattern, it comes over and over again, and I just explained, outlined, highlighted why it is. It is pretty natural when we understand the dynamics behind. It is pretty natural that this happens. It's like the easiest way to apply this. So this is natural to do it. So I hope that with this video and this specific example, you could get a touch, a glimpse of what is it about when you talk about these different layers in the interaction, how they combine together and how they allow to bring different informations. Because actually, the fact of having this willingness to clash is what indicates that there is the power, you see? So there is the fundamental layers, but by playing with the other layers, it can give information to the lower layer. And when I understood that, it fucked up my brain, really, because I started to understand, whoa, I can game the fundamental layer, which really counts, by doing things on the upper layer which don't count, but which are going to give information about the fundamental layers. And often they are opposite. It fucked up my brain. Well, if I chase hard on the surface layer, while in reality I'm not giving a shit, and so she sees it, it's only going to increase how much it looks like I don't give a shit. If I'm trying to make her chase me, but I do it on the surface layers, it's only going to show how much I'm chasing on the real layer. And it started to fuck up with my brain like this, and I started to understand, well, it looks like seduction is made of paradoxes, and we need to master those. We need to not be too simple in our understanding and in our instructions, in our strategies. We need to be complex enough to understand what's really going on and how to deal with those seemingly paradoxes. Okay, nice. If you liked the video, check my free content on the Facebook group, follow me on Instagram, check my products on the description. I post every day on social medias, Facebook, Instagram. It's all free, there is content every day. People are already loving it, so you might love it as well. Give it a check, and as far as YouTube is concerned, see you next week.